The little dress shop smelled of dust and forgotten lace. Clara ran her fingers over the beaded satin of her wedding gown one last time. It had been tucked away for years, meant for a future that never came. Her husband had ridden off one winter morning chasing work, leaving her with a child and promises that never returned. Today, she wasn't thinking of broken vows, only of the hunger in her son's eyes. With trembling hands, she laid the gown on the counter. The shopkeeper, a stern woman with sharp spectacles, studied the fabric and handed Clara a few worn bills. It wasn't much, but enough for bread, flour, and a little milk. Clara stepped into the street, the autumn wind catching her threadbare shawl. She felt both lighter and emptier, as if part of her had been sold alongside the gown. That's when she heard the jingle of spurs. A cowboy on a chestnut horse reined in beside her. He was broad-shouldered, his hat tipped low, his gaze steady and kind. "Ma'am," he said softly, "I couldn't help but see what you gave up in there." Clara stiffened. "It was just a dress." "No," he said, dismounting. "It was a dream, and no woman should have to trade her dreams for a loaf of bread." He glanced at the small boy clutching her skirt, then back at her with eyes that seemed to read her whole story without her speaking a word. She wanted to walk away, pride urging her to hide her shame. But something in his voice rooted her still. "I ain't here to pity you," he continued, removing his hat. "I've lived long on the trail, seen more lonesome nights than I care to count. But when I watched you let go of that dress for him," he nodded toward her son, "I saw the truest kind of love." Clara's throat tightened. "What are you saying?" The cowboy took a breath, his jaw set with quiet conviction. "I'm saying I'd like to make you a vow, not the kind that walks away when times get lean, but one that stands through storm and sun alike. A vow of steadiness, of staying." Tears stung Clara's eyes. She had long ago stopped believing in vows. Yet here stood a man offering one without lace, without gold, without condition, just the raw promise of a heart that meant it. Her boy tugged at her hand, smiling shyly up at the cowboy. And for the first time in years, Clara allowed herself to hope. The wedding dress was gone, but perhaps love had finally come in a way she never expected.